Epic Games' wildly popular online video game Fortnite launched an in-game live concert series in late 2020. The 3-week Spotlight series featured large-scale touring productions led by alternative hip-hop artist Dominic Fike and his backing band, singer-songwriter Anderson .Paak and his band The Free Nationals, and DJ Slushy. The artists performed at PRG's XR studio in Los Angeles, following all COVID-19 protocols, and were featured live in the game Fortnite. We want to have a deeper look into this virtual project, and we had the chance to talk with David Diamond, the technical producer, and Guy Pavelo, the lighting designer of this Fortnite in-game concert series. Here we can see some impressions of another XR concert by Cascade in the game Rocket League. So the first question to both of you, Guy and David: what was the biggest challenge during the planning and design of these virtual concerts?
Some of our biggest challenges in designing the production for Rocket League, Psyonix, Epic, and Cascade were some of our limitations in terms of fixture type, variables, and parameters, because we had a 2-part show. First part was in the studio, where it was a live performance with standard normal lighting fixtures, video elements, lasers, etc. But then the show evolved into the XR area, where working with all of it now and their team, we built virtual fixtures to continue the live performance in the virtual space, finding limitations within certain degrees of functionality, more on the Unreal side of things. We ended up creating custom fixtures and fixture profiles within the console to make sure and to have every function and element within the XR experience be controlled by the MA.
Some of the biggest challenges in preparing for this production was getting multiple programmers online from 3 different states. We had a programmer in Tennessee, a programmer in Virginia, and a programmer in Connecticut. So we wanted all 3 consoles to be online and in session with each other at all times. We weren't having to constantly swap files back and forth. And there's also times when we were actually all 3 programming at the exact same time. So we did this by using a VPN service to allow us to get between each one of the consoles and keep in sync with each other, along with sending ArtNet back to the other locations for being read in Unreal.
Of course, we always want to have a deeper technical look into this. So could you please describe the control system you used, so the different components and how you combined them, and maybe what was the decision for a grandMA3 control system? So what were the benefits you could use from grandMA3 there?
The control system was mostly compromised during the previous setup with 3 grandMA3 full sizes, 2 grandMA3 large MPUs just for parameter expansion, and then each of the pre-programming sites had a copy of Unreal running Carbon, along with running MA3D in their own worlds. Utilizing the MA3 allowed us to basically keep everything going, allowed us to have this very complex network, but allowed it to stay simplified over time. It was very easy to manage and very easy to keep running once we got it all set up for the first time. MA3 is, definitely been a stepping stone going forward, moving away from the MA2 series and having to relearn the phasers. But other than that, it's been, pretty well versed for us. It was very stable and never really saw any crashes or anything, which is always a plus.
When you think about your programming work, what was the biggest difference in programming real versus virtual parameters?
The biggest difference in programming real life versus with the virtual parameters for us, programming virtually is always great until you get on site and you learn that one of your fixtures, the profiles were incorrect. So we spend a lot of time making sure that we have all of our fixtures in hand and that we've tested them against the console previs along with Carbon previs to make sure that they are correct. So that it's it's getting more and more realistic every single time we program, to where what we are programming in the virtual space is exactly what we get out in the live space. The other difference, when you're doing an in-game virtual experience, is that you can do effects that you can't do in real life, like instantaneous snapping of your fixture into a position, or going well beyond the 360 degrees in any position. So that is definitely some tools that you can use to help create bigger looks and make it a little bit more exciting for your audience.
I mean, one of the most interesting points is the interaction between the Fortnite players and the concert artists. So can you please explain us a little bit more about those in-game activities and what was the requirements from your programming side regarding this?
In-game activities and interaction with Epic and Fortnite Party Island, we worked in tandem with Epic to create some custom background software and some custom fixtures within the MA in order to allow the console to talk to the physical Epic system. So that way we can control things within the game like emotes, fireworks, different screen sizes, different elementals within the Party Island experience itself, the virtual lasers within the Party Island, some different 3D effects as well. So it became a tandem operation in conjunction with Epic.
So I could imagine this was a real interesting and new experience in your workflow and the way you program your lighting normally. But do you think these virtual concerts could be the future in the entertainment industry?
Virtual in-game shows, I definitely think, are part of the future. Maybe not necessarily in-game, but streamed for sure. I think it's become a integral and important part of our field at this point in time. And I know once certain things come back to normal, we'll be moving back into touring and trying to get back to how things used to be. But really, the time and advancement of the tools and the materials that have been spent so far, I really think are going to end up becoming a part of future type shows, concerts, tours, where there's a new element and a new virtual aesthetic and aspect to productions.
So David, Guy, thank you very much for giving us those technical insights into this very new and interesting experience of an in-game concert series. We got a real good overview of what happened there, so thank you very much for answering our questions and taking your time to do this short interview with us. And hopefully see you soon. Thank you very much, guys.